Our Wyopreps Big School fan voted game of the week is a 1-2 showdown in Class 4A as the top-ranked Sheridan Broncs welcome in the second-ranked Campbell County Camels and visiting with Sheridan head coach Jeff Mowry. You guys continue to play at a high level. Jeff, what have you seen in the last couple of weeks since I talked to you out of your team here recently?
No, Dave, first off, thanks for having me on. Our teams just continue to grow. It's as we've talked about early on in the season, pretty inexperienced group of young men in terms of starters and things like that. But we've got a good senior core, 17 seniors that have done a nice job of leading, and we try to just push with them every day. We've got to continue to grow every single day, and I think we've done that. I think we've gotten better at our execution offensively, defensively, and special teams. And as long as we can continue to do that, I think we'll have a shot when it comes down at the end of the season.
I know that your group is used to kind of dealing with high expectations as well as the program's been over the last 15 to 20 years. Are you still, though, impressed with these young men and their capability of knowing that the target's always on your guys' back every time you guys play?
Yeah, we talk about that with a group of guys. It's hard to, it's hard to get to the top, and then it's really hard to stay at the top. And these guys don't know any different. And so they have that expectation upon them every single week. And last week we played our home game at Natrona County Field, and Rock Springs got out to a 10-0 lead really quickly. We ended up finishing the game well and finished and with a win, which was great. But a lot of our kids get the question, boy, that was a rough start. I mean, how'd you guys handle that adversity? And in the end of the game, it's a 49-12 game, and these guys are being asked, what happened? Well, what do you mean what happened? We won the game 49-12. And so it's there is a lot of expectation on these young men, and they handle it well. That being said, we try to continually push that, keep it in reality. A 49-12 win is an incredible win for any 4A football game, and they should be proud of that. And they've got to continue to celebrate those things that they do well. And are people going to score points? Yes. And maybe in the fans' eyes, sometimes maybe they shouldn't, or maybe we shouldn't have a stub our toe in any game. But it's reality. They're teenagers. We're all humans. We make mistakes. I had some bad calls in that series of events as well. And so we've got to keep it in reality and then celebrate the good things that our kids are doing. And they're doing awesome things. We have a great group of young men, and they're fun to work with.
Well, a lot of people looking for this game, and you throw in the rivalry aspect between the two communities, and before the split of the two schools in Gillette, it was just one against one. And what do you think back to and how do you describe this Sheridan Campbell County type rivalry?
Yeah, the Sheridan, Campbell County. It used to be just Sheridan Gillette. With the two schools, it's kind of disappeared for the last few years. And Campbell County is back, and boy, they are good. They're big, and they are physical and athletic. And I'm excited to see that back. I'm excited to see that excitement in 4A football and that excitement between Sheridan and Gillette again. It's a really good thing. I think it's good for football. I think it's good for our kids. They have to get up for it and understand how to play in pressure situations and in rivalry situations. So it'll be a fun atmosphere on Friday night. The student section will be there. The band will be there. Both stands will be very full, only 90 miles away. And so I really look forward to it. And I'm grateful that I'm seeing, 7 years ago, it was a different game between Campbell County and Sheridan. And so I'm really, Campbell County's done a great job of getting their program back, and it's been impressive. And so good to see this 1-2 matchup, because I don't know when this matchup was a 1-2 matchup last.
You mentioned a little bit about the Camels already, but what are some of your other impressions of what they bring to the table on Friday night?
Well, it's not very often in 4A football you have a quarterback that started for 4 years, and Mr. Droop has done just that. He started as a freshman. He was impressive as a freshman, and he's even more impressive as a senior. I mean, there's not many high school quarterbacks that can be on one hash and throw an out route, a 15-yard out route on the opposite hash. It just doesn't happen in football, especially in Wyoming. And he can do that, and University of Wyoming saw that, and they pulled the trigger on him, and I think they're lucky to get him. He's a very, very good athlete. And then you throw a great quarterback like that with an excellent receiver that is finishing in the top 3 in all the sprints in track and field, and he's 6'2", and he's long, and he's rangy, and you got a quarterback that can throw it 55, 60 yards in the air, and a guy that can run like him, and it's a dangerous combination. They can be out of a game. You saw the Cheyenne Central game; they're down 0-19, and Central looks comfortable in that game, and 3 times they go over the top to a receiver that's really, really difficult to defend. And then you throw in a running back that's rushing for 100 yards a game. That's a really tough offense. Oh, and by the way, their defense has given up less points than any other defense in the state. So our defense has been pretty proud of what we've done. They've given up less points than us. And so it's a really, really good Campbell County team.
So, what have you been emphasizing with your guys this week? You talked about playing in Natrona last week. You've had to deal with that adversity, but now you have to deal with, the adversity of a really good opponent on top of that. So, what have you been stressing to your guys this week that you try and tip the scales in your favor, Jeff?
I think this will shock you, but we focus on that process every single day. And it's not about a Friday night at 6 o'clock. If we focus on Friday night at 6 o'clock, we're going to waste Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We've got to get better on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And the way we do that is focus on what we're doing, what our execution is. Coaches put in a lot of time the weekend trying to scout and find some areas that we could expose Campbell County. And then we've got to focus on those as a team. And how do we highlight those things and prevent them from going over the top? And so really the focus has been, hey, what is your job this play? And what is your job today? What is the point of emphasis today? And what do we got to emphasize with our team as a coaching staff? And then we've got to push that with our kids because we've got a lot of things going on. It's a 1-on-2, 1 versus 2 matchup. We've got the smoke with practice. We even get to go outside and practice today. On top of that, we have homecoming week going on. And so we got He-Man volleyball and powder puff football. And so we've got to keep on top of what is our guys' job, point of emphasis this week. And we've got to stay aware of what we've got to do.
Well, Jeff, as always, thank you so much for the time. Best of luck at home Friday night against the Camels.
Appreciate it, David.
David Sutter from Wyopreps.com here, and it's back as we continue talking about our Wyopreps fan-voted game of the week, and it takes us to Class 4A, a 1 versus 2 showdown. Second-ranked Campbell County Camels going to top-ranked Sheridan to face the Bronx. Joining me is Campbell County head coach Orah Garst. And Orah, thanks so much for your time. I guess, first of all, big meeting, and we'll talk about this showdown, but give me from your perspective, Orah, just what you're seeing from your team, how you feel like you guys are playing here kind of deep in the regular season.
Yeah, first off, David, thanks for having me. Just it's fun to see just the steps we make every week. I remember week 1 against Kelly Walsh and couldn't run the ball, and the outside noise, panicking, oh, what's going on? And just, they're young, they're kids. This is still their second year with me. We're still having learning curves and still fine-tuning our scheme to fit our personnel. And so it's just been a fun journey to watch each week as we develop. We still have yet to put a complete game together, which is just a testament to how talented these kids are. I mean, I think we turned the ball over 4 times against Thunder and still won 35-7. So yeah, exactly what you're saying. I love where we're at, but we still haven't played a complete game.
Now, Mason Drew gets a lot of the headlines, and rightfully so. I mean, when I saw you for the Laramie-Campbell County game here in Laramie a few weeks back, we talked about him. Gibson's a great wideout. Trent Rosenow's a great running back. But I think sometimes your defense gets overlooked quite a bit. Talk about your defense and just what they've done to take a nice step forward this year. And I think you guys are giving up the least amount of points in 4A right now.
Yes, sir. And like I told you, the last time we talked, points is the only thing that matters to me. I'm not a yards guy. At the end of the day, you don't get beat on yards. So yeah, I'm just so stinking proud of those kids. It's just a testament to the talent on that side of the ball, the coaches on that side of the football. Yeah, it's kind of fun to watch when the defense goes on. You got to stop the run in Wyoming, and we're gonna have a good test of that this week to see if we're ready to go. So,
speaking of that, what are your impressions of Sheridan coming into the game Friday night?
I mean, I just can't brag enough on Coach Mowry and the program and all the coaches and the kids. I mean, every year they're championship level. So, yeah, what I'm seeing is just what everyone's seen the last. I don't know. I haven't been back to the state for a few years, but they've won state the last 3 years, and they've been good years long before that. So it's just the same old Sheridan team. Sound defense, great players all around. They don't have that Dane Steele, but it doesn't matter because they got dudes everywhere. It's just a consistent team everywhere. No one really sticks out. But that is not a diss on them. In fact, it's a compliment because everyone just compliments each other so well, and they can run the ball, the schemes. I mean, so yeah, just everywhere. I mean, special teams. I mean, they'll kill you, offense, defense, or special teams. So there's a reason that they are on the 5th ranked national win streak, and maybe that's even increased. Maybe they're the fourth or third. I don't know, but the last time I checked, it was fifth. And yeah, there's a reason. Coach Mowry is a dude, and he knows how to coach and get his guys ready.
Talk a little bit about, obviously there's a rivalry aspect to this game. It got, I guess, fractured a little bit when you split into two high schools in Gillette, but it seems like it's coming back. But this is just a game in the regular season, and I know it means a lot to the kids and the fan bases. But how do you emphasize that it is just one game and maybe not your end all be all goal, Orah?
Yeah, yes, sir, exactly. You just tell the kids, hey, you don't win state in week 8. Do we want to win every game? Absolutely. We never talk about losing a game, but just it's just another 1-0 in our process, and it's the next game on the schedule, so it's the most important one right now, and it just so happens to be against the best team in the state. So that's an exciting test for us.
So what are you emphasizing? Not asking for the game plan that you're going to throw out there against the Bronx, but what have you been emphasizing this week to prepare your team to be and play their best on Friday?
Yeah, yes, sir. It's no secret. Coach Mowry could be sitting next to me, and he knows. He knows. I mean, you're going to have to match their special teams. You're going to have to stop the run. And when you do, you better be sound in the pass defense as well, because that their new QB, that kid's legit. He's good. So he'll make you pay when you do stop the run as well. So we're just going to have to play complete team defense. And then on offense, we've got to run the football and throw it when we need to. And yeah, it's the same game plan it always is. And they're a really great test to see if we are a team worthy to compete for a state title, or if we still got more to do. So
Orah, thanks so much for the time. I wish you best of luck in Sheridan Friday night against the Bronx, man.
thanks, David. Appreciate you having me, and we'll talk soon.